Greetings, I'm Bairnt, and welcome to the One-Stop Co-Op Shop. Today we are going to be venturing into the Nemesis. This is going to be our playthrough, and we're going to be using the back side of the map. This is going to be the more difficult side, and we're going to be playing a two-player cooperative game. We're going to be using some components from the expansion materials. We're actually going to be facing off against the carnamorphs. This is one of the new enemies that came in the Kickstarter stuff. And also, we are going to play as the android and the CEO. Those are our two characters that are going to be in the Nemesis that are going to attempt to make it out. In this video, I'm going to do a quick setup, and all the stuff that has to do with the normal setup of Nemesis, I'm going to go pretty quickly through that. But when it comes to the actual carnamorph group, I'm going to go a little bit slower so you can see exactly how to set up the carnamorphs when you play Nemesis. Are you excited to see if we can make it through the Nemesis with the carnamorphs on board? If so, then I need you to meet me at the co-op shop.
Time you will hear.
So I've gone ahead and placed down all our level 1 and 2 rooms onto the map, and I put exploration tokens on each one of them. Now there is one small difference between the way this map works and the one on the other side of the board. You actually know where the evacuation sections are. So evacuation section A and B are both unlocked from the start, but we do still put a token on them in case we ever go in there first. We never know what's actually going to be in there. Now there's a few more things we have to set up. One is we have to set up our coordinates. So they're right here. We're just going to shuffle them up a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and put one out. Now, we don't know exactly where the ship is going. We do know wherever it's going to be the B. So one of those is B. We don't know which one, and we got to find out, and hopefully it's going to be going to Earth. The next thing we need to put out is our escape pods. This is the lock side, this is the unlock side. And since we're playing 2 players, we're going to put one on the A, and we're also going to put one down here in the B area. The next thing we have to do is our engines. So we're going to take all of our engines here, we're going to mix them up a little bit. So we got number 1, mix that up, and we're going to put them right down here. Then we're also going to take number 2, mix those up a little bit so we don't know which one's which, and put those right down over here. And the last one we have to do is number 3. We're going to mix up that a little bit. We're going to put that right over here. So our engines are ready to go. Are they damaged or good? We don't know. In order to find out, we have to go to the engine rooms and check them out. So to finish setting up the board, the only thing we have to do is put our marker down on 15. So we're going to go ahead and set up our carnamorph board. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put 8 eggs into the nest. Then we're going to take our 8 random carnamorph adaptation cards. And very similar to the way the weaknesses work for the intruders, these are actually going to, I believe, power up our carnamorphs. So we're going to put 3 of them out blindly. Then we're going to go ahead and take one of each of the types. So here's the Shambler. I'm going to show them to you because I think these are absolutely awesome. We're going to put them right there. Next, we're going to go ahead and take our Flesh Beast. Wow, check him out. Unbelievable. So good. All right, we're going to put him down. And then last but not least, we've got the Butcher. Look at that. Wow, so cool. All right, we're going to have them out right here. The reason they're on the cards is the first time you encounter this creature, you'll not only put that miniature on the board, you'll reveal the adaptation that they have. So they're going to become more powerful the more of these that come out. And each one of these, I guess, will help each one of these type of monsters. So to put together our intruder bag, it's a little bit different than the actual Nemesis bag. We're going to go ahead and put a blank one in there. Then we're going to put 2 blue Metagores in there. And then we're also going to put 2 red Metagores into this bag. And that's it. It's a lot smaller than the original Nemesis bag, but that's because these monsters are going to feed and grow into more powerful monsters. Now I've gone ahead and set up all our tokens right over here. We also have some here as well, and then we also have some of our carnamorphs. I put them out. Now there is a difference here. This one is a red Metagore chip. It's different from the blue ones that we've seen in the Nemesis game. When we're told to put a Metagore into the bag, it's always going to be a red one. In the original bag setup, there were 2 blue ones, but that's the last time we're going to be using blue ones. Now we're going to go ahead and set up all our decks. We got, of course, our contamination deck. We're just going to go put that right over here next to the contamination scanner. Then we have our serious wound deck. We're going to mix that setup. These are exactly the same as they are from the Nemesis game. Then we also are going to set up our event deck. Now this is specific to the Carnamorph faction, so we're going to go ahead and put that out there. Then we also have a Carnamorph attack deck, which is again specific for the Carnamorphs. We're going to put that there. And the last one we have is this character mutation. You're going to learn how these work during the playthrough, but as we take damage or gain damage or something, we might be gaining some of these character mutations as well. Now that's all the stuff we have to set up. Let's go meet our characters. Now we're going to start by going ahead and drawing our pass cards. What these pass cards do are going to tell us who's going to be going first. Now he's going to be going second, and we're going to take our number 2 little tray here and put it down. It says number 2 right here. We're going to face it this way, and we're going to go ahead and put this card right in there. That's what we're going to do. Now, normally in a game when you play, you're going to draw 2 random cards for your character, and then you're going to choose one and put the other one back. But we're playing a co-op experience, and I want a really cool thematic game. So we're playing the CEO and the android. The android is doing exactly what the CEO says. I think that's kind of really thematic. He's the only kind of human on the ship. I think that's pretty awesome. So now the CEO does come in with this card. I'm going to be playing with these as well. These are traits. Every character now has a trait from the expansion sets, and I'm going to go ahead and use this trait just because that's how it goes. It says you start the game with a body serious wound. As long as your robot has energy markers, this wound is considered dressed. Before the game starts, check the corporate objective for each player. Now the bottom part we're not going to be doing because we're not playing a non-co-op game. We're going to be playing just a regular game. We're all going to know kind of what's going on. But I do have to grab a serious wound, and it comes in dressed. So we're going to put that right down here. Now he also comes in, of course, with his robot pal, as you can see from the picture. And his robot starts with 5 energy, and I can discard 1 ammo injury marker each time we use a robot action that has that on it. Some of the robot actions are removed when used from the game after that. The robot's energy can be fully restored using an energy charge. So I'm going to put him right here. He's not a heavy item or anything. He's just a character that's helping out our CEO. Now, of course, it starts with the 5 energy cubes. So we're going to put them right there on his card, so he is all set to go. Now, as long as he has some energy, this is a dress serious wound. From the way I understand it, if he ever doesn't have any of these on there, this becomes flipped over. Also, it doesn't say anywhere where I can't heal that serious wound. So if we ever need to, I don't see why we can't find some green items and heal that serious wound. Now he also starts with 2 quest access codes here. They're quest items. I can activate this item in the comms room of either one of these. Now, of course, it does say, and remove the other access code quest card from the game. So I'm only able to use one of these at any one time. And we'll figure out what we're going to do with those when we actually get to the comms room and decide to use them. Also, he's going to have his action deck as well, and in here is going to be some of the cards for his nurse bot. His nurse bot's going to have some cards in here. Let's look at a few of these to see what I'm talking about. So for example, here's Robotic Punch. In order to use this, I have to go ahead and spend one of the energy cubes in order to do it. Now there's also a couple other ones in here. For example, Demolition, I'd have to spend an energy charge for. Now if I were to ever play this card, Stop It, it has an X symbol. I have to remove this card from the game. Now it's different. Even though this symbol's up here, it just means in this case that the robot is actually the one that's having to do this, but I don't have to pay the energy for it when it has this symbol down here for the card. So if there's any other cards like that, for example, Protect, I'm just going to have to pay the cost of the card. I don't have to pay any energy. So we're going to mix this deck up, and we're going to put it down next to the other one, and we're going to move on to see what our android's all about. So our android, of course, is our player 1, which is very thematic. Why would the CEO want to go first? Send the android in. Now, the android, of course, does have her own card trait here. It says, after choosing the android, discard your personal objective and draw a second corporate objective. Your wounds can only be dressed or healed by using the self-repair card. You cannot use green items on yourself, but I can gain them and trade them if I wish to. Except I can also use the clothing to get rid of slime. You can never have a larva or on your character board. Each time you draw a contamination card, scan it. If it is infected, you suffer 1 light wound, remove the contamination card afterward, and draw an action card. So she, of course, can never have any type of contamination, and of course, she can only heal herself through her own power. And we're going to be able to see what some of those are like inside her action deck. Now the starting item for our android here is an energy arm gun. And notice it doesn't have the heavy symbol. So again, this does not take up a slot in the right or left hand. It's just inside her arm. It gets 3 ammo, and when you roll a double hit, you deal 1 additional damage. This item cannot be traded or discarded since it's part of her. I'm just going to put it here. If we ever decide to craft anything, I'll move some of those cards, but that's where we are for now. Now we also have an emergency energy cell and a deactivation module. Now see this on the bottoms here. You finish the game when the time marker reaches space 5 on the time track. Activate this item in the generator room, and I believe this is going to give us more time. The thing behind that is she's supposed to be pretty powerful, but she can't last very long. So she's actually going to be out of the game when this turn marker gets down to 5. So we hopefully either need to activate this or win the game by then. Winning the game by then would be way better. Now we are going to go ahead, and she does have her own action deck. Now this should be about the same size as all the other action decks we have. But if we look in here, there's going to be some cards. If I could find that self-repair card, I think that'd be the one I want to talk about. Repairs. Nope, not that one. Self-repair. So here's the deal with the self-repair card. We're going to discard duct tape or tools to dress one of your serious wounds or heal all of your light wounds. You can also discard a malfunction marker from a room you're in. So she can be using this in multiple ways, but that is the only way she can heal herself. She can't do it through any other means. Not on the board, not on a card, not through anything. So we're going to go ahead and mix this deck up a little bit, and she is again ready to go. So we're going to put our character corpse in there, and then we're going to go ahead and put our characters on the board. We have our, what is this, the android. She's all painted up and ready to go, and she's going to go right there. And then we have our CEO being helped by his nurse bot here. He is also going to be all set to go and ready for action. Now the only thing we have left to do is we have to find out what our objective is. So we're going to go ahead and mix up our cards here and see what we get. We're going to draw a couple, just draw the top 2 cards and see what they are. We've got first protocol. At least 2 intruder weaknesses must be discovered. Well, that'd be kind of tough because we don't have intruder weaknesses. Cleanup crew. Send the signal and the nest must have been destroyed. Or send the signal and the ship must have been destroyed. Oh, I think that'll be an easier one to do. All right, so we're going to give 1 to the CEO and 1 to the android. I should have said who was which, but again, we're playing co-op, so it's not the end of the world. Once we find our first carnamorph, then we're going to be able to choose. I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably going to be this one. And that's it. We're all set to start the Nemesis playthrough with the Carnamorph expansion. I'm super excited. The Carnamorphs look so cool, and I'm really excited to see how they play. If you enjoyed this setup, please feel free to give it a like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you know when the playthrough comes out. Also, please feel free to leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from everyone. What do you think of the theme with this android helping out the CEO to try to get through the Nemesis? Do you think they have what it takes? If so, then I need you to meet me at the co-op shop.